learned from the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your Watchlist coming in at September 2nd, 2020, and the VIX is going crazy, not the stock market. Very, very surprising to some of you, but we have a lot of things to talk about. The stock market saw more record highs, even more highs out of Apple. Very bullish day. We kind of saw that rotation, but we didn't really. Apple was the biggest move, but every single index went up, but there's something going on with the VIX. I want to talk about that. We made some plays a few weeks ago, and it's kind of related, so I will give you guys an update on that. But there has been a bunch of even earnings and continuations and a lot of action. The TikTok deal, Walmart, we made a lot of plays. Shout out to all those people who got the plays, but there is a lot of things going on, so we have a lot to talk about. I got the keys, I got the plays, everything we are looking at for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. That is pretty much it, so let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video, make sure you're subscribed, and if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes for open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/the-stock-market. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list come to life, and yes, if you want to hear a bunch of guys talk about Bitcoin and like gold and like pouring water on Bitcoins, I don't know if you could visualize that. That's the place to be. And the most important thing you need to do, post or watch this below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post them below and source that info. Shout out to Chad, baby. But right off the bat, the first thing is we saw that rotation like we talked about, but Apple casted its shadow. So the NASDAQ closed almost 1.5%. Most of that is through Apple, I would say. However, you still saw the Dow go up 1/3%. The S&P was up 1/3% as well. So these were still big moves. You saw a lot of big names. Even Walmart was up 7%. We had a play on that. But again, these were still some big moves. And this is what I was talking about yesterday. When you kind of see everything move together, that's when you might start seeing a bigger move. Now, that being said, this is what's going to relate to this whole Dow VIX theory. But the VIX has been going up with the SPY. So if you guys remember one of those older plays we made, we grabbed those March UVXYs, but you could see here again from a few days ago, the VIX started going up and it's been reflecting the move you've seen with the market. Now, this has happened a few times, and now it makes sense for a few different reasons. Honestly, a lot of people are going to try to explain this, and it's really, really hard to pinpoint, but some of it's technical, some of it's related to just high-frequency trading and even rationality in how the banks are even going to operate. So you have to think about it as you start hitting these new highs. You guys even see it in the market. You see it with the hot money. You're getting these levels being hit, but you're not the only one who sees that. The market's going up. You're like, all right, they're getting a little worried, so they're buying insurance. And now even then, people even on margin, or when people buy options, the market makers will hedge it. There's a few different things, but also have people even buying the VIX even into the highs, kind of getting ready for some volatility. So this is important because this means you're either about to really, really rip or go down. Now, the timing, that is very, very hard to say. The influence of the market with Powell, the stimulus, the virus, those are going to be some other factors. So this has my attention. I'm keeping my eye on it because, again, this is both bullish and bearish at the same time. Really, again, you guys know how I am with some of these signals. It's meaning we're kind of going to see something a little bigger happening. So these were those old plays. You guys remember we got those UVXYs in March or for March, but we got them at like $1 something, and this was even kind of part of that inflation theory. But man, actually, I guess we got it a little bit longer. This was on August 12th. I've got the date acquired there. So a month of time has went by, and these plays have went up over about 100% or just about 100%. So this is interesting because this is what I was saying with the VIX when it was cheap. So August 12th, you're at the same price and just a little bit above. So pay attention to the premiums. That's what I'm going to be watching. But putting this in context with the market, I think this jobs report will be important. But again, the rest of September, this was the first trading day. August was a good month, but now even stuff like the dollar, this hit some big lows. You even see where TLT is at in bond rates, even with the dollar being so low, and even where the market's at. Remember, the VIX is still pretty high comparatively. So what I'm saying simply is the VIX is gearing up for some momentum, and that could even be to the upside, but we will see now how that's going to be playing out. But that was something I noticed today, and that I'm going to be watching for the rest of this week. And again, keep an eye on the jobs report. And then finally, there was updates on stimulus and then a rent moratorium, and that could positively boost the market if something comes out. However, I'm not really seeing anything of the stimulus nature, those moratoriums, to negatively affect the market unless something comes out that could directly affect mortgage lenders, banks, so on and so forth. But that is pretty much it. The rest of the week is going to be watching some of these continuations, plays, if something develops, and then pretty much that jobs report, and then getting ready for the rest of the month. But that is pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I have 3 or 4 different plays from all across the board. Again, continuations are going to be key. DocuSign had a crazy earnings after hours, just like the Zoom earnings, and that was pretty amazing today. Shout out again those people who hit it, but there could be some continuation. So I will even be looking at Zoom to see if they add any more options to the chain. But again, we'll be looking for the same thing on Crowd as well as DocuSign. Those killed it, so I'll be looking at those tomorrow right off the morning. However, another play I really like, again, I'm already in this. We picked up shares of this yesterday. We got those options, I believe, last week or the beginning of this week, the day after their earnings. But Ulta, and it reminds me of the NVIDIA. So NVIDIA killed it. We have those. Those went from graveyard this morning to up 50%, and now they're graveyard again because they expired this week. But that's what I'm kind of saying here with these Ultas. Ulta had the earnings. They pretty much got clapped from the earnings. I'm hoping they come back, and that's what I'm going to watch out for. If they do, the contracts are decaying. So I'm still down 50% on those. So I'm going to watch because I missed the NVIDIA. So I want to see maybe I could go after these if Ulta starts to look up. But that's going to be the first play I'm going to be watching tomorrow. The next one is UAL. We made these, and I made this play. I'm pretty much not really having too much faith in it. However, I mean, you kind of could see how this market's been reacting, so I wouldn't be surprised. And it's kind of held up. I mean, this could even turn into a good strangle when I was looking at the chart. But UAL, so I did a quick flip on these today. I was only able to get filled on 50. There was news that came out that Trump was going to be doing some stimulus. All the airlines started to go up. I don't know if it was even influenced by a sweep, but it kind of looked like a dud. But the contracts were up almost even 100% before I even called them out to you guys. I was able to quick flip them pretty fast. Bought 50 at 27, sold 50 at 48. Or no, I sold 40 at 48, so I sold a good majority of them back. So I'm holding 10 left for free, but I want to see if this news plays out. But I'm holding the rest. They got till next week, but I want to see if that pops off on any of those or even any of the travel stocks. Again, I think it's loosely related to stimulus, but I'm not too confident in that play. And then finally, this is related to even the play that we cut out today with Walmart, but Microsoft. So I even like Walmart. I mean, I was kind of even looking at it after hours. It looks pretty insane. And Walmart went up because I think they might really be the one if there is anything. Again, I don't think the TikTok deal will even go through, but if it does, it seems like Walmart would be surprisingly a crazy candidate. I don't know what it is, but again, there was also the news of that Prime service that they're adding today. So there's a few things, but mainly that membership service they're adding was part of it. We had those January contracts. We had those on that TD that we've been really keeping cash here, but I sold all of them but one. I had 10 of these January 180s, and I sold pretty much 19 of them today between $450 and $445. We got about like $6,000 in profit off of those, and it was like a $2,000 position. I've been holding it for a long time in here. And then I also sold off that play that we did at close that I was talking about. I wish I fat fingered these Walmarts instead of the Honeywells, but remember I told you I was trying to get that at close yesterday. You could see I got that with 1 minute left. Got 5 of these 170s at 30 cents. And then today, a little bit after I closed the first one, I sold all 5 of them out at 106. About like 400% profit. Not too bad. But I want to see if I could double dip on this play and how it reacts. Again, that's kind of why I sold out and how I've been playing Walmart. These are just big moves, and kind of Walmart can go crazy just because it's a slow mover and hasn't gone crazy. That's why I like it. But that being said, the other play I'm going to be looking for is Microsoft. So again, a lot of companies have gone pretty crazy. I believe even Facebook as well too, but you could kind of see Facebook has kind of been tame, but Microsoft really hasn't had its pop off there. And again, with some of that TikTok news, we'll see, but I wouldn't put too much faith in that news. And again, that Walmart play had other stuff associated with it, mainly the Prime service stuff. I keep calling it the Prime service stuff, but that is pretty much it for that. As far as everything else, again, it's mainly going to be continuation plays. I did get some IRM shares for the small long term. I think I got like 7 shares with the $200 deposit. Haven't used the deposit on the big one. We also have Square. I'm still holding all of these. We made this play yesterday. Those went up about like 100% or like 50%, but I like it. It's still doing good. Watch them even in line with the banks. I'm also going to be watching JP tomorrow. They didn't do too well, and you see how they're kind of even holding up. That's what I was saying even with UAL. I have those free plays. I might even turn that one to a strangle because they haven't really moved. Any of these companies that haven't moved, again, think rotation or not, some of them are either going to die or they're either going to rotate. So the real question is timing, but that catches my attention. That's why I'm keeping an eye on those. But then there's also Boeing. They had a big day today, but again, look at the daily chart. These are a different set of companies you could see compared to the Apples and some of these other tech stocks and the continuation plays. So watch them. Watch Honeywell. They started to edge up. The plays shot up in value, then came down. Big spread. I like that. So they're going to be a little bit trickier to play, but that's because they're weekly. But the ones with time are shooting up. So I'm going to be looking at that tomorrow. Then CRM, they made their pop off, and pretty much watch all of those new Dow components. It looks like they're starting to move. And one I really like to watch, Amgen. It hasn't got as much love, and you can see it's kind of lagging a little bit. So I'm going to be watching them. Finally, Shopify, they made the move, but didn't have the catalyst. So what I'm looking for here is what we did kind of with Square. I want to see if there's options that have decayed even with this stock kind of breaking out. So I'll watch those and see, but I want to wait for the catalyst. And then AMC, still holding those shares. They went up after hours. I don't know if it was earnings or the theaters opening or whatnot, but keeping an eye out for there. Watch out for crazies and hot money. Then finally, the dollar again hitting a low caught my attention. I would be watching not necessarily TLT, but just the broader impact of even gold, commodities, the dollar, and what I brought up with the UVXY. That is going to be kind of my main focus until there is something that moves or could kind of take the spotlight. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you have your healthy ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to not forget why you got the helmet and armor. It's so you could stay steady and take it, baby. Don't force it. Don't move too much. You did good, but all that matters is what happens when it's all said and done, baby. But the cold loves you. I love you. I'm gonna see you in the morning. Let's go.